you. I'll start recording. So we're now recording, and I'll mute myself, and Pat, if you mute yourself as well, and then Helen, I'll leave you to go for it. So if you go with Narrow Boat and Premier.
That's the one, yes.
So I'll mute my mic, and then you just go for it.
This is about a canal narrowboat being used as a COVID vaccination clinic. Two church people who live on a narrowboat are travelling the Kent and Avon Canal, using their craft as a walk-in COVID-19 vaccination clinic for boaters. Rob Mundy and his wife Trish, who worship at St Michael's Without in Bath, are part of the Canal Boat Ministries group, which offers support to the population of the waterways of Britain. Their home is the boat Occo, and they use a second craft, the 38-foot Litania, as a floating classroom, taking vulnerable people for day trips. During lockdown, it was employed as a food bank, and last winter, public health officials used it for flu vaccinations. Then they had the idea to use the boat to travel up from Bath into Wiltshire to do COVID-19 jabs, Mr. Mundy said. They provide the vaccine and we were the crew. For 2 weeks, they steered their two craft 40 miles up the canal into the Vale of Pewsey near Marlborough. I would go on ahead, giving out flyers to boats along the way, and details were put on social media, said Mr. Mundy. We went to 11 different locations where clinic staff came to the boat. People could just turn up and get vaccinated. Along the way, they had to navigate 39 locks, but were able to help inoculate more than 300 boat people. They plan to start the return leg in a month's time, allowing people to receive their second vaccine dose. Boaters are a disparate group, Mr. Mundy told us. Some are not registered with a doctor. Some have moved off the streets. A number live on boats for socio-economic reasons. And there is a proportion who are vulnerable. They are people who have moved out of society.
I know that flight of locks. It's great, but it's hard work. But that's brilliant.
Fantastic! I was amazed when I read that one.
Super, Betty, you're back with us. Can you hear us? Hello, Betty. She can't hear us. Let's carry on. Do you want to go with number 2, Helen? Premier.
Yeah, Premier Christian Radio.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now a piece from Premier Christian Radio about schools in the Holy Land. Christian schools in the Holy Land are facing an unprecedented situation as COVID restrictions leave families unable to afford school fees. That's according to the charity Friends of the Holy Land, which is supporting struggling schools in Bethlehem, Nazareth, and Jerusalem. More than 100 pupils have had to leave Christian schools in Ramallah recently, after the continued absence of tourism left many families without income. Ayad Rafidi is the director of the Arab Evangelical Episcopal School, one of 6 Christian schools in the city. It was founded by a group of nuns in the 1950s and has around 820 Christian and Muslim pupils. He said his school has lost 10 students recently. About 85% of our income comes from fees, he said. Many sectors of business for the families were disastrous and they were unable to pay the fees. Some of them are able to pay partially, but others are totally broken. Due to the pandemic and the closures, some of them decided to move from our school and from other Christian schools in Ramallah. It was a painful decision for the parents. We, as Christian schools, have a mission to protect and keep those children from going to the public sector. But of course, we need to find the funds.
Okay.